Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will face questions again today after clashing with Democrats over the president's economic agenda on the Hill yesterday. Watch.
I would know, Congressman,
I take that as a no.
You traveled to Venezuela.
I take that as a no.
I haven't asked you any more questions,
It's the gentleman from Massachusetts.
I'm trying to get to my next question.
Could you speak a little louder? I can't hear you. 10 and 20 million immigrants.
Can you shut
the house?
Unbelievable. Meanwhile, former White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel, a Democrat, wrote that a Wall Street Journal op-ed titled "Trump's Hands Democrats a Golden Opportunity," arguing, quote, "We need to focus on speaking to the interests and sensibilities of those who considered or took the Faustian bargain Mr. Trump offered them last year and are uncomfortable today with all the chaos they got in return for little economic benefit." Here to discuss, host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You should check it out. Charles, what do you make of that op-ed? Is it true?
Well, from his point of view, now remember, this is Rahm Emanuel who says you must seize the opportunity. Anytime there's a disaster, seize it. He's never been a solutions guy, never. He's a public relations guy. His thing is if things are bad, play it up. If the other party's in power, never, ever make people feel good about themselves. Never, ever. So from where he's coming from a political point of view, it's listen, if he wants to go down that route, fine. But I think the American public on both sides of the aisle are looking for solutions. Now, you can quibble with Trump's approach, but people who voted for him, got a preview of that. They understood exactly what they were getting. And he actually is one of the rare politicians who's gone in and done what he said he's going to do. He says, I'm going to use tariffs. He used it on the campaign trail. Democrats railed against it. The Wall Street Journal railed against it. And guess what? They voted for him. And it hasn't been, the chaos hasn't been him. It's been the hysteria around the chaos. In other words, it wasn't like last year when the market went down with the reciprocal tariffs. It wasn't the reciprocal tariffs because anyone who was smart, who read any books, knew that that was a negotiating tactic. But it was the places like the Journal and the conservatives and liberals, all of them ganging up because he's shattering the establishment, the power source for both of these parties. Corporate profits are going to go down. You look at, for instance, Novartis. Stock is down a lot this week. You got to lower the drug prices in this country. Yesterday, you had General Mills, and you also have all these other companies saying they're going to lower food prices, right? That hurts their profit margins. There are a lot of people. The power zone in this country comes from corporate profits. So having said that, I thought yesterday was absolutely phenomenal with respect to Bessent. I mean, he mopped the floor with these people. And so there's a difference between what people feel and they say in the polls and what's happening. Let's talk about what's happening right now. The economic surprise, U.S. Economic Surprise Index is through the roof. We just had a manufacturing number out of this world. Out of this world. Yesterday, we had a services number out of this world. The factory numbers last week, out of this world. All the pieces were being put together last year, and that's where the chaos came, the arm twisting, the fighting, the one big, beautiful bill, the magnitude of something like that. Last night, Google reported their earnings. Wall Street thought they were going to spend $119 billion on what they call CapEx, capital expenditures. They said $190 billion. That would not happen if Trump wasn't in office. So the pieces are in place. If Rahm Emanuel wants to try to make hay out of how people feel right now, he better be careful because people are going to start feeling a lot better.
So explain the disconnect, because you talked about some of the polling. Here's our Fox News poll. Is the U.S. better off now than a year ago? 54% say worse. 31% say better, 16% say the same. And then in another poll for the Fox News on the economy, President Trump is spending enough time on it, 68%, about a right, 24%, and too much time on it, 8%. So there does seem to be a disconnect. Is it the media coverage, or is it that some of the gains were in the big, beautiful bill, and that was only implemented January 1?
Right. Well, you put the pieces together, right, to your point. We're going to start filling them. We just, like I said, that manufacturing number was monumental. It was monumental. I can't underscore that enough. So all of the pieces, all of the behind-the-scenes stuff that happens, you don't get a lot of press for it. There's not a lot to necessarily talk about. There's not a lot to show for it if they kick in, to your point, in January 1. But having said that, Trump also dealt with a lot of international situations last year. There's a big difference between public relations and actually what people are and what you get done. So these numbers, I think they will get a lot better in going into the midterms.
Charles Payne, well, you were right about the tariffs.
Thanks.
A lot of people were wrong about that, but you predicted that right on point. If you want more of those predictions, you can check Charles Payne, Making Money, 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Business. Thanks, brother.
Thanks.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.